Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Linux AWS DevOps session. Yesterday, we have started databases because we need to understand the services RDS in AWS. For that, we have started the RDS. So yesterday, what we have seen, this is the basic diagram in any web application. In any web application, we have three areas, three layers: front end, okay, then we have back end, and then we have database. We have seen uh, queries also, basic query yesterday. So this is the any request will come to front end. It will go to for a logic operation. It will go to backend, and then it will go to database. This is what we have seen with this diagram. Then what we have seen, like in any table, in any database table, in any database table, right? This is column. This is column. One column, another column, right? Similarly, these are what? Rows. These are what? Rows. These are what? Rows. These are what? Rows. So column and row combination is nothing but table, right? And in any programming language, one row is called one object. One row is called one object. You have nothing to do with that object level learning. It's fine. Apart from that, we have seen relations. We try to understand what is the relation. For example, this is a customer table. This is a customer table, and this is some purchase order, right? So there is a relation between these two tables. How it is the relation? The customer ID is there, okay, which is common in both the table, right? Means the object, the data. For example, first row, if we see, this is first record one A1 for Megan, and his record is active, right? This data will be mapped to this particular record. That particular is just like a story. That customer ID one belongs to Megan, and that time he has purchased something iPhone, and on date 25 March with the help of Google Pay. So this is the relation. Some information is mapped there in the database. Okay, now. Apart from that, let me come here. Okay. Then we have seen some basic query, how to create the table, how to insert the record, and some CRUD operation we have understand, right? Okay. These are the CRUD operation we have seen, right? Inserting the data, updating the data, right? We can delete the data also. Now, what was the earlier challenge? Earlier challenge was for company to purchase DB license, set up the machine, install the DB server, set up the DB server, set up the network, set up the power, set up the air AC, security, load balancer. Patching means updating the versions, something upgradation of the database, backup of database, monitor of database. So all these things, these are manual effort by previous olden days. But now, what coming to cloud, what AWS is saying, no need to do anything of this. We will take care of this. You just create database using our services, and you can use all the benefit of this. Okay, now I just wanted to highlight few more points so that it will be very easy for you because it is not part of this session, but I just wanted to highlight some relationship between database, okay, and what is NoSQL database, so that will be a good picture for you. Okay, now relation relationship in SQLDB in SQLDB. So if you are interested, you can go in detail, but I will give you some basic idea only. There is relation like, oh sorry, I did I already started recording now. One second, let me check. I already started recording, huh? So relationship in SQL, right? So what is relationship means how two tables are connected. Okay, relationship in SQL. So there is one to one. Then we have one to many. Okay, one to many. Okay, many to many to many to many. Okay. Then we have many to many. What does this mean? We will see. Okay. We will try to understand this. We will try to understand this relationship. Then we will try to understand introduction about NoSQL data. What is the difference? Then we will go where we will try to go to RDS service. This is our RDS, or we will go into this RDS service. Okay. This is the RDS, Aurora and RDS. Then we will try to understand Aurora DB also in maybe a next session, right? If you come down here, we can create database. Okay, how to create database, right? Same thing we are going to do. Okay. Before this, I want to show you some basic detail about relationship in SQL DB. Okay. So this is one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. This relationship means what? Relationship in SQL table, right, defines how tables are connected to one another. Okay. It helps actually to organize and link data into multiple tables. Okay. And this will help us, right? For example, there may be many relations, right? What kind of relations is required as per our project requirement that we are going to create at that time. Okay. Now, now, one-to-one relationship. First, we will try to understand one-to-one relationship. We are not going to do any kind of practical, but just basic idea. So one-to-one means one-to-one means one-to-one. One-to-one means what is the definition? Each record in one table. Record, each record in, let's say table A is there. Okay? Is associated with one and only one and only one record one record one record in another table B. So we are considering table name. Okay, table A. So there are two tables. Let's say one table is name is A, one table is name is B, right? So we need to create some. So what is the example of such? Uh, uh, Let me show you that. For example, this is one table, right? In this, you are able to see, right? This simple example, you can take this example. Instead of creating one more diagram, you can understand this table. So this table is, let's say, this is the customer table, okay, and this is a purchase order, right? So you can consider this is a primary key. Let me use another color. So this is the primary key, right? This is the primary key, right? Primary key means which is not going to duplicate. If already one record, two record is there, duplicate record won't be there. So this is what called primary key. Okay, now this record is also called as primary key, we can say. Okay, this record may be primary key. Or let me create one more basic diagram so that you will understand in better way. It will take 2 minutes only. Let's say this is one record. Let's say this is table A. This is table A. This is table A. And this is table B. This is table B. Okay. This is table B. This is table B. Okay. Now, just think in this table, we have only, let's say, two columns. We have only two columns. We have only two columns. The first one is user ID. Let's say this is user ID. This is user ID. Okay. And this is username. This is something username. Okay. Now, and this table is having what? Let's say profile ID. This is having profile ID. This is profile ID. Then we have user ID, and then we have profile data, profile, profile data. So these are the three columns. Okay. Now I'm not bothering about the data. Just try to understand. This is a table. This is a tables. Okay. Now, let's say there are some record. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Right. Let's say we have Amit, Amit, SRK, and Rajesh. There are three records, right? Similarly, we can have profiles mapping with that P1, P2, and P3. Okay. Same record will be there here. This is 1, 2, 3. And profile data, let's say accounts, account, uh, front desk, something, and coder, developer, something. Okay. So you can understand this is nothing but this is highlighted as, let me highlight these are, this is primary key. Okay, this is primary key. Similarly, this is primary key. Primary key are never going to duplicate. Okay, and let me give this is foreign key. This is foreign key. What is primary key? Primary key is to create a relation. Means primary key is always what? Unique. These keys are never going to duplicate. For example, it is already 1, 2, 3 is there. If you want to insert one more record with one ID, then it is not going to take. We have seen that. Similar is the case for this also, right? Now, so this is the simple relationship one to many. Here what? Sorry, one to one. So what is the query we can expect in this table? What is the query? Right, try to understand. Create. Uh, Let me take that create table. Uh, Create table. This is table A. Just consider this is a user table. This is users table, and this table name is what? Let's say this is user profile. User underscore profiles table. So these are the two tables. So how our query will be there? Okay, now try to understand. Instead of here, I can write here. Create create table. What is the instruction we are giving? Create table users. Okay, users. So we can give here like, okay. So two records are there, right? Two records only. So user ID, some data type. What is the data type? Something number means, and we are defining as primary key. Don't worry about this uppercase, lowercase, but just try to understand the concept. Okay, I want to quickly show you username. Okay, in something in string means varchar. Okay, you can define some values. What is the like 10 character, 20 character, 30 character, 40 character, 50 character, anything, right? Then you can end your SQL query. So this query, with this, you are able to create the record in first table. Similarly, copy this, paste here. What is the other user profile? User underscore profile. This is another table. What is the first ID? Let me give profile ID. This is profile ID, and I am giving int primary key for this. Now, try to understand user ID. Let me give user ID. The same user ID. This is the relation, na? This is the relation. Okay? It is also giving some you can give some constant also. Unique means this is not going to duplicate. This user ID also not going to duplicate because this is going to connect with this. Okay, now try to understand how we can establish the relation. Okay, now profile, profile, profile. What is in our diagram? Profile data. Profile data. Okay. We also can give varchar. Varchar means string. In Java, we have like int, float, boolean, double something, right? So this kind of information, what is the size? 255. This is the data type. Int, varchar, these are the data type. Okay. Now we are going to establish the relation. Okay. Now we are going to establish the relation. How we can establish the relation? I am using one keyword foreign key, foreign key. Okay, this is foreign key. In this table, which will be your foreign key? Which will be your foreign key? I can use I can use this user ID. Let me give user underscore ID. Okay, this is under, or maybe user ID. User ID as foreign key. Copy this and keep in the bracket. Keep in the bracket. So this way we are making this as a foreign key. What is foreign key? Means it is connected to other table. And reference of first table. What is the first table, guys? First table name is user. What is this? I want to map user ID. User ID. So this is the mapping. Let me copy this. Let me copy this. Come to here. Paste here. Right? This is the first thing. This is the second thing. Copy here. Paste here. Right? Now, try to observe. So this line is very much important here. Foreign key and primary key. Right? Here, what we are mapping. See, what is the table name here? Users, right? This is the user. If you see this, I am giving a reference of which table? This table. These tables, right? So these tables are mapped here. So this is the relation established, right? Okay. So if you see in the above diagram, the user ID is mapped. User ID is mapped. This user ID is how it is mapping. This user ID is how mapped. The user ID is mapped in this way, right? In this another table, what we are giving? Okay, use user ID, foreign key. This in this table, in second table, I am making this as what? Foreign key. Foreign key. How we are making foreign key, and how we are this foreign key is connected with this first table using this line. Foreign key means user ID, and we are giving reference of what? Reference of for this table, users table. And inside this table, which key should be connected? User ID. So we are good. So this is how we are able to establish the relation between. This is called one-to-one mapping. This is called one-to-one mapping. In short, okay. Now. So this is called one-to-one mapping. Similarly, the second mapping. Okay. This is called. This is green one is called foreign key. Let me mark this as foreign key. This is your foreign key. Okay. This is your primary key. Here also this is your primary key. Okay. You can Google it. So many things you will find this concept, and you can use this kind of SQL query to create the table, insert the record how I inserted yesterday. Then you will understand the mapping. I am just trying to help you how mapping is done. Okay, so that if some situation will come, then you will understand at least something basic, right? Okay. Now, this is what one-to-one mapping. The next is what? One-to-many. 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 Okay. What is one-to-many? Now try to understand. For example, each record in table A, okay, associated with multiple record in table B, in table B. Okay, each record in A table is associated with B table. Then this kind of association is called what? One to many. Okay, now try to understand. You know, right? Employees are there, right? Now try to understand. There can be departments and there can be employees, right? So what is my statement? What is my statement? My statement is record in table A associated with multiple record in table B. Now try to understand the use case. For example, there is a department table and there is an employee table. Okay. Now try to understand. This is your, let's say, department table, and this is your employee table, right? Now try to understand. This is your department table. this is your department table. This is your department table. Java people, we can create from Java code also itself. Okay. All these tables we can create using Hibernate. Okay. Direct mapping with Java code and directly table will be created. Okay. But as a normal, we need to understand the basic thing. Okay. Now, this is the department table. Let me create two record only, two column. This is the two column. Okay. Now this is the two column. Okay. Here also let me create. This is one column. This is another column. Okay. I won't enter much record. Just I will create column names. So what is department table? First should be department ID, right? D in short department ID. Okay. I can give D department name, right? Okay. So what is the department ID? Let's say D1, D2. These are department ID. Okay. D4. This is nothing but primary key. Let me give in bracket primary key never be duplicated. Mean there is no chance of D1 existing again. Okay. What is department name? This is big. This is something technical department. Okay. This is let's say accounts department. Okay. Then we have mm, help desk. Help desk. Okay. Then we have uh, management, right? Management. This kind of departments are there, right? Similarly, we have employees department. So we can have employee ID. In short, I can get EMP ID. Then after that EMP ID, we can have like employee name, right? Employee name in short, EMP name, right? We have department ID also, DEPT ID. Now try to understand, right? Here these are nothing but these are nothing these are nothing but primary key. These are nothing but primary key. Let me give in bracket. This is simple primary key. Okay? This is a primary key. Okay. Now in this department ID, this may be foreign key. Okay, this may be foreign key. Let me give FK. But how our relation is coming as a try to understand. This is foreign key. Now let me employee ID can be E1, right? E2, something, E3, E4, something like this, right? E5, E5, fine. E5. Employee name can be anything, right? It can be duplicate, right? Now, Amit, Amit, SRK, Rajesh, Rajesh, uh, Sachin, and Dhoni. Okay, these are the employee name. Okay. Now try to understand the concept of one table may be mapped to another table. For example, I am giving here foreign key. I am giving here foreign key. What should be my foreign key? It can be D3. Try to understand. It can be D3. Then next, again it can be D3. Are you getting? Again it can be D3. Again this Rajesh is belonging to which group? Technical group. D1. Sachin belonging to management. Right? So and Dhoni belong to let's say D2. Now try to understand what we are trying to understand here. If you see here, this two table, this two record, how many? This is one record, especially D3. This is the relation, na? One record here, one record here, one record is mapped to what? Two record in database, na? One record in one table is mapped to two record in another table. This is called one to. This is what our one to many, right? Because Amit and SRK in employee table, Amit can belong to help desk table, SRK belong to help desk table, right? Their department all can be same, na? Right? For example, you guys are belonging to what? AWS session. Some people belonging to what? Java session, right? Some people belong to Python session, right? So this is the mapping. So this is nothing but how we can create, let me create simple query in front of you immediately. Let me copy this. I will make the changes itself in this so that we can quickly understand. What is this table name? Department. What is the table name I am using? Department table. Let me give department. Department table name is department, right? Okay. Now what is the instead of DEP department ID, what I am using? Department ID, right? Department ID. This is department ID, which is a primary key, number something, or we can use var something. Okay. What is the I am using department department name. Okay. So see, one query is created now. One query is created for this. In short, paste here. Right? Maybe I am typing right now. I am not. My intention is not to write it proper. I am not bothering about what is my spelling mistake or something. I am trying to explain you the pattern. Maybe when I am typing, maybe spelling mistake is there some. But I want to explain you the relationship. Okay. So don't just think that something spelling mistake and you are trying to, for example, if I let me copy this and create here, is it possible? Let me try here. Is my query is going to work? Let me try this. If it is working fine, see, it is giving right. What is the error? You have an error in SQL. Check the manual syntax to your what is this department ID? Department ID. It should be capital, right? It should be primary key. Means I am trying to show you. Now it will going to create. Now it is created, right? Let me refresh this table. Department table is created, right? So this is the correct query. Let me copy here. Now let me create another table. What is another table? Create table employee. Can I create employee table? Instead of this, I will give employee. This is employee, right? This should be primary key. Okay, space primary and keys should be space. What is this? Employee ID, right? Let me give EMP ID. EMP ID. EMP I capital. Two letter when we are joining, we use camel case. This is camel case. Department first letter small, another name first letter capital. So this will be readability is good. Okay. Now create table employee. What is first employee ID in this is the primary key of our table. Now what is other thing? Employee name. Instead of this, what I can use EMP name. Employee name is the second table. Then third is what? Employee. After employee name, what is our diagram showing? Employee name, if department ID. Simple. Department ID. Let me use department ID, DEPT, department ID. That is fine, right? Okay. But department ID is what type? Int type. Int type. Okay. I can use int type. Let me remove this varchar detail. Okay. We have to use comma always. Okay. First, first column, comma. Second column, comma. Third is not required, right? Third is okay, sorry. Third is required because this is not our last statement. Now, what is our foreign key? What I am trying to use foreign key? I am using, let's say, department ID is my foreign key. Let me copy here. Department ID will be copy here. Department ID is my foreign key. Okay. Now, reference. What is my reference? Giving department table na. Department. Copy this table. Paste here. Paste here. Okay. And what will be the same I can use, right? Department ID. Can I use this and create one table? Let me create one table. Paste here. Any mistake is there? No. Create table. Primary key. Fine. Okay. Let me create one table. Is it working fine or not? You an error, right? What is the okay foreign key? Let me drag this department employee ID. ठीक है, प्राइमरी की एम्प्लॉय नेम वैरगर 50, डिपार्टमेंट आईडी इंट 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, okay. What is this? References. Now, this is the spelling mistake. Now, let me create this. Uh, Now, let me refresh this. See, department and employees created. Now, let me create one query. Select, select star from, select star from department. No record is there. I am not interested to insert the record. I am interested to just create the table and show you the mapping. Department ID and department table. Let me let me copy this query, paste here, employee, copy this, paste here, run this query, right? Table is created. But how internally the mapping is there? With the help of this, with the help of this. Copy this, paste here, paste here, paste here, right? This is the mapping. This is the mapping. How the mapping is done? Copy this, paste here. How the mapping is done? Using this line. This is giving the reference. How? Here it is the department. Here it is our department. This is our department. This is our department. Here is it is department. What we are doing? Okay. In this table also department ID is there, right? In employee also department ID is there. In department also, department ID is there. So both are mapped, right? Both are connected. Both are connected, right? How it is connected? See this. These are connected, right? These are connected. These are connected. Department ID. So this is nothing but one to many. Hope you are good. Hope you are good. ठीक है? No. Now next is next is many to many. Many to many. What is many to many? Each record in first table, each record in table A, or we can say first table A, can be associated with multiple record in table B, and and vice versa. There will be chance table A can have multiple record, table B can have multiple uh, in another table. I will show you diagrammatically, then you will understand. Now, click here, come down, come down. Now let me create now three tables. This is student table. Student can have one table. This is course table. But my situation is A table. This is, let's say, this is your student table. Okay, this is your student table. Student table. Okay. Now this is your course table. The situation here is student can have multiple course, and course can be associated with multiple. That is called many, right? Student can, for example, you are in this session, right? You are one student. For example, you are joining AWS session, but after that, some people are joining core Java also. Means you are one guy, but you are attending two courses. Means one student can have many courses. Similarly, think in this way. Many courses can have many students also, right? Now try to understand how it is. So how it could be seen? So third table will be created for this, because this is going to maintain in third table. Let's try to see how. This is one table. This is another table. This is the query. Okay. So now this is, let's say in short, SID, student ID. Okay. And I am giving this is S name. Okay. Similarly, this is course ID, CID. Okay. And this should be course name. Course name. Now let me feed some record. These are primary key. So let me give, this is a primary key. Similarly, this is also primary key. Right? PK means primary key. Fine. Now let me give some record. This is one student roll number, second student roll number, third student roll number, fourth student roll number. Let's say we have some student name Amit, SRK, Sachin, and Virat. We have four students. Now let me give some course detail. Let me give some course detail. Let's say 1-1, code 1-2, 1-3, something 1-3, 1-4. Okay. What is the course name? Let's say we have course name what? We have course name AWS. Okay, we have AWS. Okay, now we have Java, we have Python, right? We have machine learning, right? Let's say these are the courses available. Now, how these relation will be established? So, for to maintain one many to many relation, a third table will be created, right? What is the primary key of both the table? What is the primary key of both the table? SID and CID. So that will be maintained in the third table. So how we have to give some name to this table? Let's say student and course. Student underscore course. This is the common table which is going to create a relation between these two tables to establish many to many. Now come here. Okay. Now this is what is the key here in both the table? SID is the key and CID is the key. CID is the key. Now, for example, there is a student. There is a student Amit. Let's say Amit. Amit ID is there. Again, Amit is there. Okay. Let's say he's then other student is, let's say, SRK, and third student, right? Fourth student. Now I am giving SID two times. Why? In this table, Amit enroll for, let's say, two courses. He is enrolled for AWS course ID. He is also learning Java 12, right? Now let's say two belongs to whom? Two belong to SRK. SRK is learning Python. Three belongs to whom? Sachin. Sachin learning ML, right? Four belong to whom? Virat. Virat not ML. 14, right? Here IDs are maintained. Four belong to, let's say, uh, 11, 12, 13. Let's say 14 again. He's right. So if you see in this diagram, what is there? These are the one student can have one student can have what? Two courses. And if you see in this course, uh, one student mean one belongs to two courses here. One belongs to 11 also, one belongs to 12 also. If you see here, the course four belong to what? Two student, right? So this is nothing but what? This is nothing but what? Many to many relation. How we can achieve this simple query? Let me write that. Let me copy this query from other better. Create, create. Let me type here so as to avoid any error. Let me create, create table, then student. This is the student. Inside this, what kind of information we want? We have SID, right? SID. It should be int. Int should be int. And it should be primary key. Okay, primary key. SID. Then what we have? S name, student name. So it should be varchar for string, right? Let me give some. It can allow 10 character only. Query is created. Now it is small bracket, guys, not my bad. It is not Java syntax. It is. So now this is created, right? One table is created. Now I need to create one more table for what? Create, create table course, create table course. I need to provide some data. So what is this? CID, course ID. Okay, int. What is this? Primary key, primary key, primary key. Okay, CNAME. CNAME should be varchar string. Varchar. Some Java is JAVA 4, right? Similarly, my Python. So we can give 10 characters, something like this. Okay. So now these tables are, this relation established. Relation is not yet established. Table related query is created. Now this third table is important where we are going to create this relation. Create, create std underscore course. This will be our table name. Just this will be our table name. Okay. Now what is this? SID I have to use. SID, let's say int, and CID as again int. These are the two column name, right? According to our diagram. According to our diagram. Now, what is the primary key I want to? Primary key. Primary key. Okay. What is the primary key? SID, comma, CID. This will be our primary key. I am giving the relation now. Try to understand. Then what will be the foreign key? Foreign, foreign key, right? I want to give in my table, this will be primary key. Why? Because try to understand this table we are having records, right? Now try to understand how we are mapping. How we are mapping foreign key. I want to give foreign key to SID, right? I want to give some reference of which table, references of which table, reference of which table, above table, student table. SID belong to student table and let me give SID. Now, this is first relation. Similarly, I want to create a relation with this table also. Na? Let me paste here. Instead of CID, I will give SID, I will give SID and the table name is what? Course. And here, what will be the key? CID. Okay. Now, the relation is established. Okay. Now, try to understand this is the first table. SID is the primary key. This is another table. Course CID is the primary key. Third table, which is going to maintain the record of this table into this table. How? Student course is there. Name of this course, name of this third table, SID and CID. Now, what we are doing, we are considering the primary key of both the table. Okay? SID and CID. Now, what we are doing, we are creating a relation. Hey, SID, the reference is which table? Student table means this table. And what is the primary key? SID, which is this one. Second table, foreign key. We are giving foreign key means CID. Reference to which table? Course table. What is the key in primary key? This is the key. Okay, let me create this table. Now you can see only there are only three tables. Now try to observe. Let me run this query. What is the error? Nothing. I did not select it. Right? Refresh this. Student is created. Now run this. Refresh this. Cust what happened? Copy this. Run this. Refresh this. Why student is not created? Corresponding right syntax table. Oh, my spelling mistake na table. It should be table. Okay. Let me run this. Refresh. Courses is created now. Courses is created now. 1 minute, guys. Now here I need to do table now. I did not do table. Let me create this query. What is the error? Okay. Let me close this. Create table SID. comma this primary key SID, ठीक है. Syntax ERS, that is fine. Primary key, this is also fine. This is create table STD course SID int CID int primary key SID and CID, that is fine. This is foreign key SID references. You had error in a syntax. Okay, okay, this is SID. This is SID. This is CID. This is courses. Course ID. Now let me read again. You have an error. Manual correspond to line number 7. Oh, sorry. This is comma not required. Now let me create this. Okay. Now let me refresh this. STD course is there, right? Now let me select star from third table directly. We can try to see what is coming. SID, CID is coming, and this is having a relation with these two table, guys. Okay, this is nothing but what uh, many to many, and finally there is one relation, many to one relation. That relation I will show you tomorrow. Okay, and we will go with here how we can use this and after of many to one, I will explain you something about NoSQL, and then we will create database here. Okay, so I'm stopping my screen share. I'm stopping the recording.